When it comes to physical video game collecting, I feel like for the most part, I'm able to buy games for whatever console I'm feeling at the time. However, there is one console that feels so far out of reach whenever I feel like collecting for, because the prices for the games on this console are so damn high now. Yes, I'm talking about the Sega Saturn. I adore the Sega Saturn. I think it is such a great system. However, it did not do very well in America and was discontinued pretty fast, which means not as many physical copies of games for this console exist out there. So as the years went on, the physical prices for Sega Saturn games would just keep creeping higher, and higher. Of course, stuff like sports titles will stay pretty low, but the games that you would really want on the Sega Saturn, they are so damn expensive now. However, I luckily do have a copy of my all-time favorite game on the Sega Saturn, and just one of my all-time favorite games in general, Nights into Dreams. I have both the long case, the short case, and then I have an imported version of Christmas Nights. Now, I'm going to retain the copy of Christmas Nights in my hands because this is where physical collecting on the Sega Saturn becomes very interesting, because this system did very well in Japan. A lot of games came out for this system in Japan, and a lot of games that are expensive in the US are a lot more cheaper to acquire from Japan. So where a lot of my collecting for the Sega Saturn stands nowadays is imports. There is so much to discover in the Japanese library of Sega Saturn games. It is honestly so damn fun just to scavenge through and find something new that you may enjoy and love. Now, sadly, you cannot just buy an import copy of a Sega Saturn game and pop it into a US console. They are region locked. You do have to mod your Sega Saturn or buy an Action Replay, which allows you to play import games on a US Sega Saturn. Import collecting for the Sega Saturn is so much fun, I am telling you, because US physical copies of Sega Saturn games just feel so unobtainable with how expensive they are now. I am very curious though, what is one console you wish you were able to collect more for?